Okay, hey everybody, hello, hello. It's Monday night, team up night, and we are back. We are back from the conference in Indianapolis, and I, I don't know if there's an adjective to explain how I feel. It was absolutely incredible. And what you're going to hear over and over and over again, not just on this Zoom call, but moving forward, is that it's uh, we're at a turning point. And I really felt that this conference was birthing a whole new Juice Plus in terms of the mindset of the company, the mindset of the field, and the decisions that are being made by this company. So, and we're going to recap a little bit about what happened in Indianapolis. Of course, bringing you how we felt about it. And 30 minutes, of course, certainly doesn't even come close to what we experienced. And that's what this conference was. It was an experience. We were not just sitting in the audience listening. We felt like we were a part of every single piece of every lecture, of everything. It was so incredible. So, one of the things I wanted to start with was that at our luncheon, I announced the winner of the Team Up Healthy Starts for Families contest that ran from the beginning of August all the way through right up until we went to Indy. And it was so much fun at the luncheon. The third place winner, who received the coin purse with cash inside, was our own Carly Kelly. Congratulations, Carly, again. Second place winner was Abby Nowlin, and Abby is going to get a beautiful set of wine glasses from Oregon. And first place winner was Amy Hopkins, who is going to get to pick. We'll have her take a picture of it once it shows up to a Free People purse. And so that was great fun. But most importantly, we put on, in about that 7 week period of time, 105 Healthy Starts orders. And that's what this was all about. So congratulations. So I know you're all so anxious to hear about superfood, and we are anxious to talk to you about it, but we've only got Abby for a few minutes tonight because Abby is jumping right in and doing an event in the next couple of minutes. So Abby, what I wanted, you to talk on and hit on is we're wrapping up Boost Your Business. If you want to talk a little bit about that, and
Yep,
then some of the great incentives that the company is offering for us to participate in for the next couple months.
absolutely. Okay. Conference was incredible. It was said multiple times by people, but if you do not have a ticket for Phoenix, put it on your calendar because we have turned a corner, and I really believe this was the best conference we've had since I joined, one of the best conferences we've had since I joined the company 8 years ago. So, if that doesn't resonate with you, I don't know what will, but that is powerful. Okay, so Boost Your Business. You have the rest of today, and all of tomorrow to wrap it up. On your back office, you can look and see what you need for your Boost Your Business, and points wise, what will get you there. I will tell you that if you place a 4 month super biome order, they will count one of your personal superfood, or I'm super sorry, super biome 4 month subscription order as a new order for Boost Your Business. So you'd get 300 points for it. So if you're close or um, need another order, that will count. Um, and then points wise, I won't go into all what the points people need, Terry. There, if you search on the Team Up page, you can search Boost Your Business and there will be a point breakdown image. Um, there goes my light. And then incentives. Okay, so there's an amazing incentive that is going on currently through the end of November, and that's for Scottsdale, Arizona. It is the leadership retreat. And so you have to be a minimum of six. I'm sorry, you don't have to be a minimum. I said that, and then all of a sudden, so I'm going to come back to that one because I need to make sure I'm saying that correctly. I'm going to come back to Scottsdale starting October 1st, so 2 days from now, through, okay, thank you, Pamelia. I was like questioning myself. I'm right. Okay. Starting October 1st, you have an opportunity to go to Punta Cana in November of next year. So I'm going, I'm proclaiming it now. So everybody pack your bags and get ready to go with me. So the incentive starts October 1st and it runs through July 31st of 2026. So it's however many months that is, 9, 10 months. And it's same as Boost Your Business in the way that you get points for doing business building activity. So, when you get a new customer, when a current customer places a new order, when you get a new team member, when that team member hits Partner Plus, when you have a promotion, if you hit 3 Club, if you hit 6 Club, there's all these different things. So if you check your email, you will see a beautiful points image that breaks down this trip. And then I'm going to pull up Scottsdale here and explain that trip to you. So basically, Scottsdale, that one is currently going on right now, and here we go. Okay, so that is currently going on right now, and you have until the end of November, right? November 31st. And you need to grow by 3 club lines. So 3 club lines between now and the end of November. And this trip is in January. I believe 9 to 11 January, 2026. So this will be very much personal development, leadership focused. The company brings you out to, I think it's the Camelback Resort, right, Terry?
It's Camelback, and if you've ever been to the Camelback Spa, it's incredible.
So
The housing, you don't even want to leave your room. It's so
yeah,
fabulous.
you don't even want to go to the leadership training because the
You
room
don't want to go to
amazing.
leadership training. It's so beautiful. So that's all based on qualified businesses.
That's all based on qualified businesses, which all ties in really beautifully with the PB, the Boost Your
Here's
Business,
the big one.
or
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
big
This is the
incentive
big
that we're
one.
doing right now, which is qualify your business 2 consecutive months in September, October, or November for the very first time, or requalify. And if you did not qualify in August, you are eligible. You can earn a $500 bonus. So to say that there are lots of amazing incentives going on and things to get you excited and working your business, it's incredible. So I'll see you guys in Punta Cana. I'll see you in Scottsdale. And that's all I got.
Okay, and some of us will be rolling in with our new suitcases.
Woohoo!
Just a real quick story for the Boost Your Business. I'm sitting at the airport and I'm scrolling through my back office, and there it was. I had 4,600 points, and I screamed out loud at the airport. I was at gate B14, and I said, "Oh my God, I got the writing tablet!" And 100 people looked at me. So after I had just said on the main stage, I wouldn't even know what to do with it. But I guess I got one. So it'll be a future team up incentive. I just want you to know that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Abby. I know you got to jump off because Abby's doing an event. Do you believe that? We're all getting home, and now Abby's got to go because she's doing an event. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Much anticipated. We're going to talk about our new product launch, the Super Biome. And so I couldn't think of a better person to recap or educate us as to what this is than our own Amy Hopkins. Amy, take it away.
Okay. Amy, we can't hear
Your
you.
speaker's not working, Amy. We can't hear you. It's like underwater.
Does that sound better?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was too close to the speaker. All right. Still okay, right?
Yep,
All right. Is there a black box up here?
there we go.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Thank you. These are my pictures. Can y'all hear me? The birds are barking like crazy.
You're kind of fading in and out. Start again.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, go.
Okay. I'm sorry, my dogs are going crazy, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. I can't even hear myself think right now.
Yeah, no, we hear you fine.
Good. Okay. So here we are. We're at the super biome, right? This is what it's called. It's going to be crazy. We're talking all things gut health. And because we have such an amazing team leader in Terry, we know that she has already been training us on all things gut health, right? We have lots of training from Mitra and uh, just excited. So is the gut microbiome. Science shows there is more bacterial cells in us and on us than human cells. Isn't that something? What is the gut microbiome? It's a complex community of your bacteria, your viruses, your fungi. It all lives on the outside of your body. It lives from your mouth to your anus, which, if you think about it, is on the outside of your body. Each person's microbiome is unique, right? It's like a fingerprint. And most of your microbes in your gut are actually beneficial and not harmful. However, when we feed the bad ones, they overwhelm us. When we feed the good ones, all is well. So, benefits of a healthy gut microbiome. We know this because we have the amazing Terry that leads us in this conversation weekly. Thank you, Terry. My ability to understand this and move forward is been incredible because you have connected those dots for me, not my medical training. So, less bloating, better digestion, more energy, clearer skin. These are just the tip top of the whole iceberg of effects of what a healthy gut microbiome can do for our bodies, right? The cool thing that we just kind of read through is right here, interact with the world around us. But you know, it's really your sixth sense, right? It's your intuition, that gut. Like, I feel like it's just a small little blip on the radar, but that's the biggest. I mean, like, personally, I think our gut microbiome should be our first brain. We call it the second brain, but it should definitely be the first, in my opinion. So, and it does the second most important thing in our body. It regulates our immune system. Maybe that's the third thing. The second thing is it talks to every single cell in our body. So let's move forward. This is what it is. It is a probiotic capsule, a prebiotic fiber to feed your gut microbiome. And I'm going to go into that, but I wanted you to see it in case you haven't looked at it yet. And it's pretty incredible, tastes pretty incredible, and I'm super excited about it. So what are prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics? Prebiotics are your food, the fiber. Guess what? We've kind of already been feeding our gut some of this fiber, right? And so your prebiotics are the fuel. Your probiotics are the microbiota. It's the gut microbiome. It's just the word for it, okay? It's all those bacteria, fungus, and all those different microbes in your body, in your gut, okay? They eat the fiber, and then what do? They produce the postbiotics, okay? Simple, 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 simple. You plant the seed, the soil does its work, and you spit out the plant, right? Like, it is fantastic. It is an incredible system. What is really interesting that the company made mention this weekend was that 2 out of 3 people, when they take other probiotics, they feel no benefit when they take a gut health product. So 2 out of 3 people, that is huge that they're not feeling a benefit. You can just wait to hear what we're feeling. So it's important that you know that your gut, did you know that your gut makes vitamins? This is why I love when we hear things from Judy and Terry, like, we don't have a vitamin deficiency, we have a food deficiency. Your gut is your largest immune system organ. The gut talks to the liver, to the brain, to every part of your body, which is why I think it should be your first brain. There's so much access. Your gut is dynamic. It is always evolving. So the diversity of your gut peaks in the middle age. It starts from conception. they told us this weekend, and I really appreciated these words. It's really important to respect the gut microbiome the first 1,000 days of life, because that's when we're seeding our gut microbiome. Just like Terry always talks about your core beliefs and what you bring from your childhood starts at 4, 5, and 6. Well, what you bring from your gut microbiome starts the first 1,000 days of life. It depends if the mom had a C-section or not. She got obligatory antibiotics. Antibiotics, we're talking about pro, and postbiotics. Hello, it just kills life, right? All the way up until end of life. So centurions, people who are living over 100 years old, the diversity of their gut microbiome resembles that of the younger population. And so when diversity starts to decline, what happens? Disease, right? And accelerated aging, not just aging, accelerated aging. So, you know, prebiotics, I said, are the unsung hero. These are those, this is the food that provides the environment for your probiotics to proliferate. And when your probiotics proliferate, you get amazing postbiotics, which are like, and I think my next slide says this, yeah, your postbiotics. These are short chain fatty acids. So these things right here in this circle, butyrate, valerate, acetate, propionate, these are the text messages that your gut sends out to your body that tells your body what to do. Postbiotics help with all of these things here, reduce inflammation. They strengthen the mucosa, which is that mucus lining that lines all of your open entryways. Okay, let me just say it that way. Your nasal passage, your mouth, and then other areas of the body, right? And what's really cool is when we increase, not only do these particular probiotics and prebiotics increase butyrate, which we've heard before in our Juice Plus research. If you've looked at that little thing that Mitra Ray put out, we increase butyrate levels incredible with the superfood and the trio powders. But when we add this to it, we actually increase the propionate, which has been associated with glucose regulation and weight management. Y'all, it means we feed that Akkermansia that's deep in our colon, and that's our natural GLP-1. That is really cool. So, okay, this is what it looks like for those of you who, you know, the power of the plus, step 1. And if you want to learn how to pronounce all of those probiotics, you're welcome to. There they are for you. And step 2, so you take the probiotic and then you take the prebiotic fiber. And this is what it's made of. And I know that our very own Jonelle can talk really good about Jerusalem artichoke root. She is a master in that knowledge of that particular plant. And so these things do incredible things in our bodies. That is getting the fiber from these specific compounds. It supports your innate system, and it actually greater diversification and greater innate support with higher prebiotics over the fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules. So I'm wondering, and I don't remember, but I know we already have a research study coming out on this, and I think those results are supposed to come out in late October. So I'm super excited about that. So this is a power. This is the plus in our product, because we always have a plus, right? Because we have that synergistic relationship that Mitra Ray talks about. So not only are we flooding our body already with those of us that consume the superfood powders or the trio powders, but we blend that with the prebiotic and the probiotic, we like double and triple the effect. I can't say that for sure, but I'm just saying it flies through the roof. When you combine it, it amplifies those polyphenols, which is anti-cancer properties, antibacterial properties, anti-adaptogenic properties. In other words, that's a fun way to say weight loss. Neuroprotective properties. Sorry, random thoughts from Amy. I'm like, I say that word 3 times, but adaptogenic, that means producing fat cells, just so you know, from that slide there. And of course, none of these slides are mine. These are screenshots from, so if they're blurry, I'm sorry, it just is what it is. But the power of the plus is that synergistic effect of, we have the complete package, y'all. It's mind-blowing to me. The cool thing about Juice Plus and then versus others is we're already vegan, we're gluten-free. This is a full system, and it's going to enhance that microbial diversity, which is the #1 thing that can impact health forever. not just right now, forever. So,
Mhm.
this is what it looks like. Yes, you can purchase it separate. If you want to know the price, it's all over, our boards and all that. I didn't pull up the price picture, but I would very rarely would I offer this separately. This is a complete package that comes with this and the superfoods, no matter what, in my opinion. But that's the breakdown, Terry. That's what we got here in a nutshell.
Okay, I have a question for you. I know that I think it's in the complete that we have the fructooligosaccharides. And there's another saccharide in here that I'm not familiar with at all. I can't say it yet. It took me a season before I could say fructooligosaccharide. But so I love that, again, the diversity, if you're taking all of the products, I know they all do different things. And Jen Hageman hit me with a golden nugget. We were talking on the phone today, and I'm just going to give Jen credit because it was so beautiful. She said, our Juice Plus capsules and superfood feed our human cells. Our super biome feeds the bacteria in our gut. So if somebody wants to know the difference, Juice Plus feeds the cells, okay? And the super biome feeds the gut bacteria, two separately different things that absolutely, like the synergy of the both together is so important. All right. Does anybody have a quick question? Because we want to move on. Yes, Ann Hunter, perfect explanation. It was so good. Anybody have a quick question of Amy?
Let me close with, while they're thinking of that, we want to protect our company. You do not need to be able to explain all of this. The gut is the universe of your body, right? And this protects your body and supports your body. Like literally, like it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. And so, I encourage us to remember that yes, we do have some research backed things that we can claim, but not yet on this product. So we can say protects, supports.
There you go. Protects and supports. Also, there's a great call tomorrow night to continue actually, it's the call that we should be getting all of our customers and prospects on. Okay. So there's that. Okay. What I heard a lot of, and I'm going to go, I guess let's just go to
Should I?
John L. and Amelia Parker.
You want me to show the video?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's show the quick video for the soup. Yes, let's do that. That's fun.
Our gut is more than digestion. It's our body's second brain. A unique fingerprint with trillions of microbes shaping your well-being beyond bloating and discomfort. Superbiome from Juice Plus supports a healthy gut, delivering 20 billion CFU of probiotic bacteria, then actively nourishes them with prebiotic fiber so they continue to thrive. A healthy gut helps care for your whole body health. Supercharge your biome. Superbiome new from Juice Plus.
So great. So great. I'm loving it. We're getting excited. Okay. A lot of the partners really enjoyed the presentation by Dallas Seavey. And I was in the back room, in the green room, and they were moving me all over when he was speaking. So I missed a lot of what he said. So I got a message both from John L. and Pamelia almost simultaneously saying, I want to cover Dallas Seavey. So I asked the two of them to get together today. So if you guys could give us a little bit about Dallas in just a couple minutes, that would be lovely. And yes, Amy, great job going over the super biome. Okay, John L. and Pamelia, you're up to bat.
Okay, Pamelia's going to go first, but before she starts, I thought it was just fantastic that they said all the pictures and the videos are actual. That's actually the cultures. Like this is not CGI. There's no AI in the people or in the pictures. So that's amazing. Sorry, go ahead, Pamelia.
It's all right, because I thought Jonelle was going first. But anyhow, so I have to say that honestly, and I told Travis this and Skylar this, there was not a dull or wasted moment in this conference. Like, usually like I can go to the bathroom I had no time to go to the bathroom except for the breaks. This was the tipping point. Read Malcolm Gladwell, the tipping point. This was it. It just was. So Dallas Seavey, keynote, and he's won the Iditarod 6 times, and dogs, like, I cried the whole time. Sarah kept looking at me. So Dallas Seavey was my love language when it comes to training. And I'm obsessed with dogs, as you know, might know that. But he spoke that true leadership is about perspective. Okay. He sees the world through his dog's eyes, and he was asking what each one needs to thrive. Who needs more rest? Who needs more stretching? Who needs more food? What are their strengths, their weaknesses, and how do they perform best? And, this is what we can apply. Where do they thrive? But so he built a winning team, and it was not from perfection, but by honoring individuality. He got a group of not so perfect dogs, right? And they became the perfect team for him because he recognized and leveraged what each one could do well. And this is what we can see in our team. So take this and then apply it to people, because I'm just going to talk about dogs. Success was one big moment, or wasn't about one big moment. It was about discipline, practice, repetition. Each step of the preparation built muscle memory. People are going out and taking their dogs 75 miles out and throwing in the kennel. He's taking them 40 miles out and doing the repetition of, letting them sleep. How long is it going to take? How long can he feed them? He has 16 dogs to feed. So it wasn't about one big moment. It was about discipline, practice, as I said, I know I'm repeating myself. But so each step of his preparation, I said muscle memory, so that when his brain was tired and the pressure was high because he was sleeping maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, but the team could still perform because the trust was built in the practice, and that trust carried them through the hardest miles of the Iditarod. His message was clear: stay in your lane, don't chase what others think you should do, stick to your plan, trust the process, trust your preparation, and trust your team. The lesson was the leadership is about seeing others clearly, building trust, creating systems that allow them to succeed. So when it matters most, your team shows up. And that's what he was doing. He had 16 misfit dogs. I mean, it was, and he took it. One was too high, one way too much, and everyone else had them all perfect. He did the muscle memory. He did the preparation for these dogs, and those dogs performed for him because he built the trust with them. So that's what I got from him. And it gave me chills. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
could
don't,
hear a pin drop. You could hear a pin drop when he was talking. It was so profound and so beautiful.
and I think even the way, what a storyteller. And we're used to the glitz, we're used to the hollow back, we're used to all that. This guy is just no nonsense, just a guy telling the truth of a story. And I was taken aback by this idea of knowing your team, knowing your people, knowing what each one needs. And wherever each one of us are in having a team or even just having customers, what does each one of my customers need? Am I just looking at them like, okay, get me to the finish line. I'm using you to get me where I want to go. What a different way of being when you come to the level of your team, come to the level of your customer. And then I was even more like, am I doing this in my relationship with my spouse? What about my kids? What about everyone around me at church? Like, am I seeing life from your perspective? And I just feel like if we lock onto this with a dog, but how about even more with people, that we will change our culture in our own homes, in our own teams, in our own in our churches, in our lives, right? So I was really moved by that. And then his other thing, he would ask the team, like, are you ready to mush? Are you ready to go? Which is, I think, a beautiful thing. And what is my next best step? What is the next thing I can do? And I think for me, that was the take it away. his quote was this: I learned how to care for them and I know what they need. I want to answer that question for my customers. I want to answer that question as I build team. What do they need? So that's me.
I have to,
Wow.
and I have to say one other thing. I'm sorry. He went to sleep for 15 minutes and he came back out and he looked at his dogs and they're all still curled up, sound asleep, tail over their nose. And he was like, they're not ready yet. What do I do? And he had the little devil saying, go. And then the person going, stick to the plan. He went back inside, slept for a half an hour, came out, and they're all standing up like, okay, let's go. I got you, you know. And when he went off with them, he knew what they needed, and he would take out of 16 dogs, he would take 2 and put them on the sled and let the others go and give them a 10-minute break and then keep rotating them because he knew what they needed. I mean, you know, meet them where they are. Right? Okay, I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Tissue for Familia. Thank you, Jonelle. Thank you for Familia. That was so great. Like I said, I missed most of it. So thank you. And I'm so glad the company, isn't it great that the company thought to have someone like him at this conference? It was so meaningful, so very meaningful. One of the things that this conference did is that we had breakout sessions and there were some really good ones. And today on a call, Sarah Winstead was talking about Jenna Rude and asking questions. That really spoke to Sarah. So I thought Sarah could give us a couple tips on asking questions to actually get to the heart of the matter and grow business and help people.
Yeah. Hey guys. Okay. So I don't know if you guys, those that were at conference got to listen to, she did it was Jenna Rude and Beth Meyer, and it was all about mastering the message. And it's a lot of stuff we've heard before, like focusing on the people in front of you. But they did a segment at the end of it, which really stuck. And it really helped even kind of going forward and truly how you're talking to people. But she said to focus on, she said the 6 questions, like you have, like she plays this game with people when she's talking with them. And she said she actually shared a story of, she did it in an Uber when they were at conference. And she's like, all I need to focus on is the next 6 questions. So we're so quick to offer solutions to people and we're not really truly hearing, even when they mention like one health issue, we want to hit them with everything. I don't know if you guys do that. There's times I do that. But she said to not focus on the performance, but focus on the people, not just the solutions. And so in the Uber ride, she literally asked Uber, like the guy, like 6 different questions. Like, she's like, my limit, like I try to keep it to like 6. And normally by the 5th or 6th question of like, how are you? Like, tell me more. Things we've heard before, things that have been shared. I can, tell me how that made you feel. I can only imagine, but really hearing the person in front of you so they feel enough trust to share before we kind of go in with our suggestions. And I want to share a super quick story. My flight on Saturday morning or Sunday morning was super early, y'all. Like, I want to say I was at the airport by 5 a.m. Did not sleep well the night before. I had my seat on the back of the plane was like literally close to the toilet, y'all. So I was like ready by the time I got on the plane, I was like, I just want to go to sleep. Had talked with this gal getting on the plane who was like, oh, like, you know, we were chatting a little bit. Super sweet. But I was like, okay, I just want to get on the plane and go to sleep. I get to the back of the plane, guys, and she's sitting right next to me. And I was like, oh, I had this feeling. I was like, all I kept thinking of what Jenna Rude said was focus on the next 6 questions. I was like, I don't want to focus on the next 6 questions. I want to go to sleep. But I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm meant to talk to her. So we start talking and I could just tell she had this, like, she just felt like she was carrying a burden. I don't know. I just felt that in my spirit. And so started asking her questions like, hey, tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from? Why are you traveling? And she just, I mean, y'all, she opened up like a wet paper bag. Like, she probably talked to me for about an hour and kind of had Terry in my head too, like, ask her about her health. And I was like, at first I was like, I don't really want to ask her about her health. Again, I just want to go to sleep. And her health story, I mean, her mom and this is stuff, guys, that I was like, I mean, her mom had passed away from Alzheimer's that she took care of. Her daughter had a brain tumor and that was diagnosed when she was 9 years old. And she has been struggling with significant health issues. And she kept talking. And then finally I was like, hey, I feel like you take care of so many people. And I don't know, like, are you able to take care of yourself? Like, how are you caring for yourself? And she was like, well, what do you suggest? Like, I'm just curious, like, what do you suggest? So kind of opening those questions of opening up the door instead of being like, by the way, this is my suggestion. I know someone who suffered with this. And by the end of the plane ride, I had gotten her phone number. I forgot to share this earlier this morning when I was sharing this with Terry, but I also gave her a sleeve of superfood because I had that. And we were getting off the plane. Jonelle was on the plane with us too, but she gave me the biggest hug and she said, you have no idea how much our conversation meant. I wish she has a 22-year-old. She actually has 2 sets of twins, but she's like, I wish my 22-year-old daughter knew you. And I want to connect. Like, I want to stay in touch. So probably ask me about 3 times, what information are you going to send me? When will you send it? So I just wanted to share that story in light of what Jenna Rude was saying about really mastering the message and really focusing on the people in front of you instead of, I mean, like Janelle said, like trying to attain the goal or trying to get the sale. So sorry, that was a little bit longer, Terry, than you probably thought it
No,
was.
it's just lovely. And Amy just posted, and it's something that we've talked about so many times. People need to feel seen, heard. So important. And you did that for her. And I guarantee you, this is the beginning of a relationship between the two of you. And her daughters will get to know you. You mark my words. You mark my words. That was, yeah, divine appointment. That was beautiful. And it's great. Sarah wanted to go to sleep. That was, God had a different plan. All right. I want to ask Jen and Henry about their impressions of conference and the NMD meeting. But I did want to know, coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have Abby do her presentation on events. Okay, it will be a Monday night call. All right. I didn't want her to just to give a nugget. She will do that. And the other thing was Julie Herbst, who did the onboarding with the boards. And I have been remiss. I've never paid close attention to the company boards, but I was so impressed with that onboarding segment that we will do that as a team. Okay. Oh, and Judy too. All right. So Jen and Henry and Judy, don't go away. And I don't care if we're running long. This is an important kind of family gathering here. What were your impressions of the conference? You're like me, you've been around since Moses separated the water.
Separated the water, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So, and then
yeah.
you shared with me what you heard Travis say today, and that was really so powerful.
Well, we just had our team call, and I'll just repeat here what I shared there. We got to move out of the colon and into the cash, guys, because people are really struggling with, well, there's a couple of points. People are really struggling financially. They don't have options, and we have options for them. And our product is what wins the day with creating the income option for us. But you got to have the conversations with them about how life is going and what options they have and where they're feeling stress. And maybe it's health, but here's another nuance that we've really focused on over the last, recently, I would say the last couple of months, is that when you start talking about a health product, if that's sort of the opening salvo, you can get into, go down these rabbit holes. I can geek out with the best of them. But B, you run into resistance. You run into people who are like, well, how come there isn't boysenberry in your probiotic or your prebiotic? How come it's not made when the moon is full, or how come it's not in a yellow capsule, or how, you can just run into all that stuff. And I don't want to be that kind of an expert, but if I can just have a conversation with someone about how their life is going, like Sarah just shared, you're going to hear all sorts of stuff about what's going on in their life. And we've got a situation where, yes, we can be an incredible resource for them nutritionally, but when we sample, this is another nuance that we've changed, is when we sample product, we do it in the context of, if you have the same experience that we have with this product can give your family the options that we've experienced. And those options have been unlike any other. We've been able to be stay-at-home parents with a professional income. We've been able to cruise on our sailboat. We've been able to take 3 years off and take care of our mom. Who would you help if you could? So that would be my takeaway. And then it was absolutely cemented by Travis, because he wrapped up the NMD meeting by saying, we are going to be the #1 company in the network marketing space in terms of 4, 5, and 6-figure income earners. And I was like, thank you. I'm so glad you're on that page.
Wow.
And we can
Yeah.
do it. We can absolutely do it.
Yeah, and I think what Travis really got or really shared with all of us, and I think, Terry, we were talking about your presentation, and I think what stood out, I mean, I know what stood out on your presentation to me, but I think it also hit him right between the eyes is he has been in this space in network marketing for 20, 30 years, but he's never been around people that were in the trenches with this for other people. There's so much heart in this. There are people who can get out and do presentations and close the conference with beautiful presentations, and they can sing and dance and do the whole thing. But what Terry just, stuck into the wall with a spear was she's in this with the heart. And we're all in this with the heart. And honest to God, this man gets it.
Yeah.
And he understands why that is going to put us on top, because people are desperate for other people to care about them. And we've got the best damn product on the planet, excuse me, but we do. And it's changed all of our lives. And if people get that we care about them to the degree that we care about our product, and then some. I mean, we're gonna just roll over and get so many other people healthy in the world. And whether we're the top or whether we're the second or third, that's not the important thing. We are unique because of who we are as a culture. And that's what really hit me between the eyes too. So thank you, Terry, for a brilliant close.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Travis told me, I shared this with Henry, that Travis said to me that he's been obviously in this industry for decades. And he said, I've never in my entire life experienced a close like what you just delivered, Terry Luongo. So, wow, it made it all worthwhile, all those nights that I didn't sleep. Okay, any closing thoughts, Judy Strickler, before we say goodnight? We're going to show that reel. I want everybody to see that quick reel.
Yeah, well, Jen, I like being in the colon. I have to tell you, that's where I like to be. But, when we were at Papacitas at the airport, I told Terry, I'll go to conference, but I'm not going to talk to people this time. I'm just going to go. Well, yeah, right. Anyway, got 4 names on the way home, but we were in the restaurant, and this gal, Tori, was our waitress, and she was such a sweet people person. And we got to know her. She's going to school to be a vet, and she's 20 years old. And I said, wow. And we started talking a little bit about Juice Plus. And I said, do you really love your parents? And she said, what do you mean? I said, do you love your parents? She said, of course I love my parents. I said, if you love them, you might share this with them, because if they take it, you get it free for 5 years. She goes, what? And I said, our company's looking for a few people to help spread the message. She said, here's my phone number right here. Make sure you call me. I was like, okay.
Another one who wasn't going to talk to anybody.
But I have to tell you, I hadn't been in a conference for a long time, and many of you know that. I kind of was hiding in the closet for a while, scared of the boogeyman. And I have to tell you that this really was wonderful for me to see everybody and to hear them miss me and where have you been? And it's so great to see you. I mean, I needed that, and it was so wonderful. So wonderful. So I think what we were saying about the people, meet them like John L. says, what do they need? Maybe they just need that hug to let them know you see them. So,
well, it's like I said, we are a family. End of story. We are a family, and there's no, I mean, every time we go, it's a family reunion, but so is the Monday night call.
mhm.
We are a family, and I love each and every one of you. Kathy, do you want to run that closing reel? It's only a couple seconds long. You got to see it because I'm at the end. And I thank you, Sarah, for showing it to me, because I would have never seen it.
Yeah.
just love that. My granddaughter Emma today probably watched it 10 times. She kept saying, play it again. Play it again. Play it again. My grandson just wanted to know if I had gone to the football game. So, and there you go. All right, guys. Peace and blessings. Have a good evening. Let's end the month strong. Let's begin it strong also. Love you.